high-quality playmats. That's NobleAsta. Playmats guaranteed to help you win NobleAsta. Visit 1000noble.com.
Playmats not actually guaranteed to help you win locals. Look cool, maybe, but not help you win. Not at all. Not even close, but maybe.
Hello everybody, my name is Connor, and we are here with Zoro versus Belo Betty. And I go first. I drop the Nami searcher, and I am searching for, honestly, Chopper, but anything, and we whiff our first search. So against Betty, this is exactly the start you want. I think I do make several mistakes in this game, and I think we get pretty unlucky, so I did want to go over the game, talk about it, and it's kind of funny how it all plays out. And, Betty is an aggressive deck like Zoro, so we thought this game would be over pretty quick, but it was actually, I think, the longest game both of us had at this tournament. So I guess that makes sense when it's aggro v aggro, but not exactly thinking about a long game with a Zoro v Betty. Not that this was really that long of a game, but long in red standards. So they do end up dropping the Betty searcher, getting the Ivankov. I think that Ivankov lets you play out another character when it's at 7,000. I could be wrong. There's two Ivankovs, and their art to me looks very similar. So we do hit 3 Dawn, and I think we might be dropping another Nami. I think we're thinking about dropping another Nami because I want Chopper. I want the event Shut Up and Come With Us. So we do another search, and we get 2 of our dragons, a Nami and a Chopper, which it's not the Chopper I wanted. I'm looking for the 5-cost Chopper, so I can start cheating out some animals and flooding the board to ideally kind of counter what Betty is going to be doing. Betty is also going to be flooding the board, so I definitely need to do that too. But we get a Rad Beam off our search, not the worst thing, and I go 7 here, and he ends up taking that life, which is great for us. Exactly, Vi agrees, and you guys know she is my coach. But he ends up getting the Frankie trigger off of life, and just uses it to draw some cards in hand. His hand size is pretty massive, and I'm a little nervous. I'm not feeling very confident in my hand. I do have the Kitten Killer if I can get him to take another life. But with nothing on my board but 2 Namis, I'm not super hopeful at this moment. Thankfully, he only has a Searcher Belo Betty, but we know that Belo Betty's ability allows her to buff up her board, and that is scary. So he ends up swinging 5, and I take it, honestly hoping to get something, a Chopper or something I can start using to flood board. And he plays out another Betty searcher, looking for a Revolutionary Army type. And yeah, I'm just fixing my deck, very particular about the way my mat is set up. And he gets another, he thinks about taking the other Ivankov, but another of the same Ivankov he had. And he is thinking, there's a bunch of good cards, and depending on what he has in his search, I can see the dilemma for sure. Yeah, just taking his time to think this through. Probably should learn from him and take my time to think things through a little more in this game, especially like when I play red. I just want to go aggro, I want to go speed, I am Sonic, but that's not always the right choice to go fast. And just because your deck rushes doesn't mean you have to. So man, yeah, he is really thinking about this, but he must have a lot of good choices, and he takes... Okay, so that's the newer Ivankov, and I think that one I think that one's the one that has to be 7,000, or that one's the one that lets you look at the top 3. I can't remember, but, when he plays them, we will see. So passes turn back to us. 5 Dawn and a dream at this point. So I put my Dawn on Zoro, and I end up dropping the this chopper to just try and get some bodies on board, dropping our little friend there, just trying to have some way to answer the board that he eventually will have. And there's a chance I should have just played or swung and then played, which is something that I feel like I was really getting, like swing first then play, and now I feel like I'm really losing that. So I do end up swinging, I'm thinking about it, but I do end up swinging 6 into leader, wanting to get something, and he ends up playing actually the Revolutionary Army event, which I wasn't even aware of it, which lets him play out a body if I'm not mistaken. So pretty unfortunate, honestly. Helping him flood the board, very similar to the show up and come with us, but I wouldn't know, not this game. Quick little shout out to my playmat. If you guys like my playmats, you can always buy them at 1000noble.com, or even commission me to make you your very own custom playmat. That's something I really like doing, and I do them for both One Piece, and I'm starting to do them for Union Arena as well if you play that game, which, judging by the poll, you guys don't really. But back to the game. So he ends up playing the Lindbergh off of the event, the Revolutionary Army event, and Lindbergh is he's kind of here to ruin my day, honestly. He pops a lot of my little bodies, and that on attack, which is just unfortunate, especially because he got to bring Lindbergh out by the trigger. So, okay, so this is the new Ivankov. The new Ivankov, which I think was, I want to say it was OP06, I think. Lets you look at the top 3 to play out a body on play, and wouldn't you know it, there is Karasu, the bane of my existence. So our leader is now a 4K leader, and that is definitely painful. I hate that for us, in all honesty. And because, as you guys can see, I have 1 Dawn up, but I don't have a lot of counter in my hand, and he's going to be buffing his bodies. Betty lets you discard a Revolutionary Army type, or a card with trigger, if I'm not mistaken, and she lets you buff your 3 of your characters up by 3. So, the Betty Searcher, that's a 5k swing, sure, but when they apply that buff to some of the bigger Revolutionary Army characters, especially on top of the Karasu, it gets crazy. So he goes ahead and discards the Rush Inazuma to buff up his Betty Searchers and Lindbergh. When Lindbergh is above 7,000, he KOs a smaller body. I want to say it's like 3,000 or less. So there he is, KOing my friend. Really toxic behavior, swinging. And we get the Rad Beam. And I got to put on my hand. I say, you know what? I've got 2 Rad Beams. I'm going to use this to get myself back to 5. Make these Betty hits a little smoother for me. So the 5k from the Alt-Art Betty Searcher comes in, and I go ahead and counter out with the little friend. Another 5k comes in, and I take it, and we get a 2k counter, which is great. I think I could have probably pitched Chopper Blocker. I think I was like saving him, but realistically, I think I should have just pitched him instead of going down to 2 life. I don't think that saving him was the play, and there we go. Rad beaming out of the Betty hit, that doesn't feel good. Not really. So I think I definitely start to lose some momentum. I mean, not that I had a lot of momentum, but really throw my momentum. And as you can see, we top deck another Nami. Like, I swear to God, this board is the most pitiful board that you could ever see on a Rush Zoro, especially Zoo Zoro. So we end up playing Nami down, getting a chopper, getting the blocker chopper. So definitely think I should have played my other blocker chopper sooner. I think Lindbergh is a 3,000, will kill a 3000 power on swing. So not killing blocker chopper. Blocker chopper is a 4k body. And I'm just putting some dice down to help me visualize what cost my characters are at, or what attack power, excuse me, not cost. I swing just the 5. I think I'm thinking about swinging into Betty, or I'm thinking about swinging into Lindbergh. And I think I go ahead and swing into Lindbergh. I want to get that body off board because I'm hoping that I'm hoping that I'll be able to, what is it? Oh my goodness, my brain. Get some more bodies on board. So I swing the Nami into Betty Searcher just to protect my board. I don't think swinging the 5k chopper into face would have been good. And here I add 3 Dawn swinging into Lindbergh, which I think I swing into Lindbergh, which no, I add the 2 Dawn, which is a little better. I asked my opponent, hey, I think I need to do this. Can I take it back? This is locals, and not only is this locals, this is like one of my chill locals. Okay. So he let me take it back, no big deal. And yeah, which was pretty nice. I think I swung, and he does let Lindbergh go. And I think that one of the biggest issues that, besides not seeing any animals this game, I think one of the biggest issues I had was I'm trying to control his board. And I feel like there is a point where with decks like Betty and Reiju where I just cannot control the board. I can try and clear some bodies, but I need to focus on life and try and go aggressive, and I just didn't do that. So Karasu has 7,000. This is the worst. So he plays out the Ivankov that lets you play out a character when they're at 7,000 power, using leader ability to gain 7,000 power on 3 characters, which is Karasu, Ivankov, and the Ivankov they just played. The Ivankov they just played plays out another Karasu, and now that puts me at 4. And since this Karasu is at 7,000 and swinging at me, I'm a 3k leader. Oh my god, this cannot get any more painful. I mean, it probably could if he had a board full of Karasus, but god, that card is nasty. I very much hate Karasu. I really should play that black-red Sabo deck I made, but yeah, I'm taking my time trying to think about what I want to do because I don't have a lot of counter in hand. I've been sitting on Kid Killer. I have a Rad Beam, and we do end up getting the Dr. Courier here. I block the, what is that, 9k from that Ivankov, I think. And they still have about 4 Dawn left. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I'm getting my Dawn ready to Rad Beam out of it. They swing, and yeah, just applying so much pressure to me. And I think that, like, I am thrown off by not seeing the things I usually see. So I end up Rad Beaming, trashing Dr. Courier, and I think that was a chopper also. Not a blocker chopper, but a standard chopper. And I don't know. I really am not happy with how I played this game. I think I did get unlucky. I think I quote-unquote bricked pretty hard as far as the Zoro deck goes. But I just also don't think I played well. And I get Hiking Bear, which at this point in the game, I'm like, cool, I finally saw an animal, like, and I've done, okay, I was gonna say I haven't done too much searching, but I've done 2 Nami searches. So I end up swinging, I think that's 7 into life. Just trying to get him in Kid and Killer range, and there he is in Kid and Killer range. And at this point in the game, I'm thinking, okay, every hit has to hit for me to have a chance. And we do end up swinging the 5 and I'm thinking about swinging another 5 and then dropping Kin Killer. And one thing I do try and do, and maybe I'm overthinking things, is separate my Dawn wrong so people can't guess, but at this point I think I might be thinking about dropping Blocker Chopper. I don't think it'll do me much good, but he does end up countering out of that 5 from Nami, which with the hand size he has, I did kind of expect that to happen. So I end up swinging 6, and he just counters out of it. I think I was swinging 6 into life, just trying to get his life as low as possible. And then we end up playing Kid and Killer. I rush the 8, usually 7, but 8 with Zoro ability. And I swing into Karasu to just try and heal a little bit. And I'm looking through my trash like, did I see anything I needed? Like, did I see what I needed to see? And no, I didn't. And yeah, I just, as I mentioned, not thrilled with how I played this game. He swings into my 4K leader. I take it, there's a shut up and come with us. So, yeah, and they're two after. And after that shut up and come with us, I just concede because I don't, or after that last life, which was shut up and come with us, I don't have any counter in my, his board is very big and I have no life. And yeah, so, pretty unfortunate game, honestly. And we did talk about how I could have allocated Dawn differently. And yeah, I just think that there was no way out of this. I got outplayed, I got outdecked, I got outdone by my guy Ron over there. So, yeah, that is how the cookie crumbles. But I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you can ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new. Also, please, 1000noble.com. I sell playmats. I really like doing it, and I would like to keep doing it. So if you are looking for a playmat, go there. Hit me up. I got you. But yeah, I'll shut up. Thank you guys, and have a good rest of your day.